How can you tell whether a garden plant is a monocot or a dicot? Is a plant a living thing?
Yes.
That's correct. Well done. A plant is a living thing, just like people and animals. Plants require energy, nutrients, air, and water to exist. Flowering plants fall into two categories. These are dicotyledons, commonly known as dicots, and monocotyledons, which are also known as monocots. And this indicates whether they produce one or two cotyledons. This may not make much sense to you right now if you have not heard of these concepts before, but after participating in the experiments it will become more clear. The flowering plants have divided into these two major categories for many years and was first given formal taxonomic standing in 1682 when a gentleman by the name of John Ray published his Methodus Plantarum Nova, which included the monocots and the dicots. The big difference that most people realise about monocots and dicots is the makeup or format of the plants, which is orientated to the veins on the leaves, which are generally visually evident. However, there are many more different aspects that separate these two classes from one another. In fact, there are four major structural features that distinguish each plant into their respective groups, and these consist of leaves, stems, roots, and flowers. Monocots have leaves with parallel primary veins, which generally have long, narrow leaves, just like this one here. Dicots, on the other hand, have distinct branched vein networks, and these leaves have a variety of shapes and sizes, just like this one. How can we tell by looking at the leaves if a plant is a monocot?
Because the leaves have parallel leaves and are generally long and narrow.
Exceptional answer. Now moving on to the stem differences. Monocots have vascular bundles scattered and are not able to form annual rings of hardened tissue, for example wood. Monocots do not have woody strong stems and most of the time are unbranched. In dicots, vascular bundles are in rings, which means that they will have strong woody and branched stems. So what is the main difference between the stem?
The monocots do not have a strong stem and most are unbranched, where dicots have strong stems that are generally woody and branched stems.
Another superb answer, well done, good listening. The next important difference is the roots. Monocots have fibrous adventitious root systems. Monocots fail to form central strong root systems. On the other side of the scale, dicots have a branching root system with a strong thick root system. Last but not least are the flowers. Monocots have flowers with multiples of 3 petals. The majority of the time, sepals and petals have the same colour, which gives a 6-petal look, just like this one here. Dicots have flowers with multiples of 4 or 5, and the polygrains have 3 apertures. So what are the main differences that distinguish the groups of plants?
The leaves, stems, roots and flowers.
Well done. Now it is your turn to experiment and implement the information that has just been taught. Displayed in front of you lay a plant here and also a plant here. Your task is to apply information to categorize each of these plants into their respective categories, either the monocot or the dicot. It is important when participating in this experiment that the plants do not go near the mouth, ears or eyes. So looking at this plant here, what would you categorize it as?
This would be a dicot because of the branch veins in the leaf.
Yep.
And the strong stem.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what about the flowers?
And the flower has multiple petals, like there's 4 or 5 there.
Yes, well done, great work, good comprehension of the content. What would you class the other plant as up here?
This would be a monocot.
Why do you think that it is a monocot?
Because the stem is strong.
Yes.
And the leaves are long and narrow and parallel.
Well done. Great job. What are the 4 structural features again?
Leaves, stems, roots and flowers.
Well done today. Good lesson.
Thank you.